Hello, I'm Brian Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor, and today we're going to talk about how we can resurrect a bad round. We've all done it. You've gone out, you're full of expectation from the day, and we start badly. Is there anything we can do to help that? So if you're interested in this, stay tuned. Hello, I'm Brian Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor. If this is your first time to this channel is all about helping you play better golf. And today we're going to try and help you resurrect a bad round. We know we've done it. We've started double bogey, double bogey, double bogey, which is very different to the plan that we had when we started the round. We were after par, par, par. So today I have Rod and Ashley. Come in here, guys. So Ashley is a performance psychologist and is a specialist in helping us think better. And Rod, the bad news for you is you've just started the day double, double, double. How are you feeling at the moment?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, and of course you'd be thinking about changing your swing, wouldn't you? Because
Yeah, I'm
your swing's to
trying to
blame.
think about,
You've lost your swing. Yeah. So, is that the right thought process, Ash?
Look, it's not, because changing your swing mid-round is a very difficult thing to do. And it's like we can't change our equipment, we can't change our swing. We're actually not going to get physically any better during mid-round. So, but we actually can think better, and that's what we're going to work on today.
Okay. So what should Rod be thinking? He started double, double, double. He's playing the fourth hole, which is a par 3, about 135 yards.
Yep.
What can he do?
Yep. So first of all is to take stock of what he is thinking, where his thoughts are at. Mm-hmm. And what are your thoughts? What would be the thoughts that are going through your mind at this stage, Rod?
Well, unfortunately at the moment they're in the past. They're not looking forward. They're looking back at the mistakes I've made,
Right.
and experiencing the frustration as a result of that.
Yeah, yeah. So what we actually need to, I heard a great saying the other day, which is our mind needs to be where our feet are, which is actually a way of saying we need to stay in the present.
Yeah.
Forget about the past, don't think about the future. We're here right now. Our mind needs to be there right now. And there'll still be a level of frustration, and we actually need to acknowledge that. We actually need to go, okay, I'm actually frustrated at the moment. And maybe, if you've got a caddy or a mate who you're playing with, maybe let them know, gee, this is frustrating.
Yeah.
To actually verbalise that and acknowledge that is actually a way of actually releasing it a little bit. The second thing I think would be to actually see it as an opportunity. So see this moment, you've started badly, it's gone to, it's been a bit of a bomb, the first couple of holes, but to see it as an opportunity to actually think about, maybe think a little bit forward. Imagine if I was actually being able to resurrect this round. How good would that be? It'd be a great story.
A terrific story.
Yeah, so to actually see this as an opportunity to restart things. The third thing is to actually, and I've written about this, is that we actually need to change our physiology a little bit. That we're actually, with frustration comes tension.
Yep.
And our heart rate's probably increased a little bit, but for a reason that isn't real, I suppose. And we actually need to change our physiology a little bit to actually find a way to calm down. And that's where sometimes our pre-shot routine can help us with that. But Jordan Spieth this year in the British Open, I think, did an amazing job of turning around a bad round in his last round.
It's one of the best examples I've seen.
Yeah.
And I believe that him actually hitting that shot way right on the 14th hole, I think it was, and actually it took him a long time to hit the next shot, and he was traipsing up and down the dunes and things. He actually changed his physiology, which actually then led to him going on a great last couple of holes, probably the best last couple of holes in British Open golf. And I think that change in physiology enabled him to change his mindset. Mm-hmm. And I believe that as golfers, we actually don't do enough of that. We actually start badly, and then we start dropping the shoulders, and we get into this sort of really bad sort of mindset. Whereas I think if we actually were able to do something a bit physical, maybe do some stretches, maybe a couple of lunges on the next tee, it would look very strange to your fellow playing partners, but would actually change our physiology, which can then change our mindset. We'll actually go into a better phase of golf.
I've seen golfers trying to change their physiology after they've hit the bad shot. They use the axe method and they get the club and they bury it. Is that the sort of physiological change you're thinking?
Well, no, that's actually probably increasing the tension a little bit further.
Damn.
Yeah. So by actually doing a couple of physical things, it actually might give us a reason to actually have a higher blood pressure, and then we actually want to just go, okay, now we need to just calm down with some deeper breathing. So if we're breathing into our diaphragm, which is deep into our stomach, then our breathing will actually slow our heart rate down.
Okay, so can you coach Rod in getting that happening, and we'll see Rod hit a shot and see if we can resurrect that round.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, over to you.
Okay. So Rod, we're standing behind the ball here. We've had a bad round, or bad start to the round, and we're fairly frustrated. So what I want you to do is just to stand behind the ball and maybe just do a couple of stretches to help limber, just to reset your physiology a bit. So what would be a stretch that you might be comfortable in doing at this stage?
I think it's probably mostly in the shoulders, because I think when, and I have had bad starts to rounds, I think the tension starts to build in the shoulders, and then across the back of the neck. So I'd like to just sort of make sure I can release those shoulders and actually maybe take a few slow, deep breaths and just let those shoulders fall and try and get rid of that tension there. So it might not necessarily be a stretch, but it's about trying to make sure that I'm releasing that tension in the shoulders and with the arms.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be good to actually put a number on it. So with your tension levels, if we were to normally, say, operate at a tension level of around about a 6 or a 7, when we get frustrated, that might reach up to about a 9, but we're actually wanting to bring it back down.
Yes.
So actually say to yourself, okay, I'm at a tension level of a 8 or a 9. Okay, how can I put a number on it? Let's get it back down to a number that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, I understand that. So it's about identifying where are you at on the scale.
Absolutely.
And then doing the process of bringing that back down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And the deep breaths, another thing to do would be to put your hands on your stomach and to actually see your hands go out as you breathe in, and then hold it for a couple of seconds and then breathe out. That's a way of making sure that you're breathing deeply into your diaphragm, which will slow your physiology down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and now we just go through our pre-shot routine where we're doing our thinking behind the ball.
Yep.
Assessing the conditions.
Cool.
Going in, maybe having a couple of swings to release that tension a bit more. Feeling a bit more relaxed in the shoulders?
Yeah, that's settling down a bit. At least I'm focused now on going forward instead of the things that have been happening in the past 3 holes.
So you're staying in the present? Right.
Yeah.
Very good shot. Well done.
Thank you.
Has that helped?
Yes, it does. It's actually about trying to manage that frustration from the past, but actually refocusing on the go forward position. Tension is a big one too.
Yes.
Yeah, getting rid of that tension. So,
Thanks, Ash, once again.
Thanks, Brian.
I know I've learned.
Thank you, Ash.
Some in here. We expect big things from you, Rod. Next round of golf. No,
I'll keep you posted.
It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
This is as important as learning a new grip, learning a new takeaway, learning a new swing thought. Yet most people don't even think of it.
Yeah.
When you're out there playing, you spend most of your time thinking. Yet people spend a lot of money on golf lessons.
Yep.
They should be spending more money with Ash. You can do a lot more good from there. I'm not saying don't get golf lessons, but you really need to work on the mental aspect. Thanks again. So thank you for letting us help you with your golf. I'm Brian Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor. If you like my videos, you can click on the round avatar down the bottom there. You can get further information on my Facebook page or my Twitter feed, and you can also sign up to my electronic newsletter at thegolfdoctor.com.au.